good, y'all? Welcome to my review for Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 3. We are finally here, ladies and gentlemen, to Part 3 of Crisis on Infinite Earths, man. And overall, man, this was a fantastic movie, man. I had a blast watching this movie, man. I would probably say that out of all three parts of this one was probably my favorite, I would say. I think I like this one the most out of the three movies. And I would say out of the three, this was probably my favorite out of the three-parters, man. I think I like this one the most out of all the... Oh, no. Yeah, I did. I went back and checked my reviews after the first two just to check my scores. And yeah, I definitely like this one the most out of the three. And I got my wish, ladies and gentlemen. I got my Damie Ray crumbs. But man, they were small, ladies and gentlemen. They were crumbs. They were crumbs of crumbs. But hey, I'll take a crumb's a crumb, man, and I'll take my wins when I can get it when it comes to Damie Ray. Also got some Super Wonder in here as well, which was really nice, man. That was also a nice plus as well. We got some nice Super Wonder in this movie as well. But yeah, this was a fantastic movie. This obviously is the end of the Tomorrowverse. We are now beginning a new era into the DC animated movies. I don't know if they've announced any like new films yet of what the new Animeverse is going to be called. We got any new movie announcements or anything at this current moment. I don't know if we do or not, but yeah, like usual, guys, if I watch them, I'll review it for you guys. Like I said, this is probably just going to be the Batman ones because you guys know I'm not really, I'm a Batman guy. But anyway, guys, enough jibba jabba. Let's just jump right into the actual movie. So the movie is directed by Jeff Wamser, if I'm pronouncing it right, and stars Alexandra Daddario, Mark Hamill, which we'll talk about Mark in a second, Jensen Ackles, Meg Donnelly, and many more. In the plot of Crisis on Infinite Part 3, the Anti-Monitor attacks the remaining Earths and their inhabitants. Heroes and villains across time and space join the Justice League for one final stand against the epitome of the epitome of evil. Now, once again, like usually, the cast is solid, man. I've already mentioned in like previous reviews how much I really dig Jensen as Batman. You guys know he started off voicing Red Hood and Under the Red Hood. You guys know the song and dance as well. Kevin Conroy and of course Mark Hamill is and probably I know at the very least for Kevin, I believe this was the final Batman related thing he recorded before his death. I could be wrong on that one, man, but I'm pretty sure this was the last thing recorded, unless he recorded something else relating to Batman that has yet to be released. This is going to be his final performance as Batman before his death, which I'm assuming in turn means this is going to be Mark last time Mark's going to play him, because he mentioned that after Mark's death he was not going to play Joker, and he only would ever play Joker with Kevin. And without Kevin, I think the thing he said, like, what's the fun in that, or what's the joke in that? Something along those lines when he was asked if he would still continue playing Joker in any future appearances after Kevin's death. So this is probably the last time we got to hear both of these actors in these iconic roles. And yeah, it's a cameo, man. It's a short little bit, man, but it's awesome when it's there, man. So yeah, we got that one. Animation, like usual, is always pretty. So like you said, there's no massive, like, incredible fucking Demon Slayer level Sakuga fights or anything like that. But the animation looks pretty good throughout the movie. Voice acting is stellar. Yeah, one thing I thought about this movie was I felt interesting is that we get to see a lot of different Earths. And just like, and just how the multiverse and the whole Crisis thing kind of like goes around, or how it has affected these these other Earths that are around that we see going on during this. We find out with Constantine, for example, he's like hanging out at this one Earth that's basically like a saloon, like something that's like stuck in time in the 1800s, where it's like a bar saloon, and you got this whole thing with cowboys, and you got Batman, Wonder Woman, Dr. Fate with John Stewart all in there, man. They go try to fight John Constantine. We have like a good old-fashioned Mexican standoff around the end, man. They do the whole thing with like the slow pans, the close-up on their eyes, close-ups of the weapons as everyone's preparing to draw. It was really nice, and that's probably one of my favorite scenes in the movie. I thought the whole scene was pretty cool. There's another one where we actually get to see like dinosaurs invading one of the Earth through the dimensional rift created by by the created by the Anti-Monitors. We see like these dinosaurs coming out there, man, and they just start wrecking shit up, turning into like it turns into some Jurassic Park type shit, where you get to see Diana literally riding on a T-Rex, man. It's fucking awesome. So you got that one, man, as well. That one was really cool. Terry also gets a little bit more screen time and added dialogue this time, I think. To be fair, he's like really only in the beginning of the movie, then he's like MIA for the rest, instead of appearing in the background and like around the end of the movie. So, you know, so there's that, but he did get a little, but I'm pretty sure he did get a bit more screen time and a bit more dialogue compared to what he got in part 2. Now, as I mentioned before, we got Davy Ray Crumbs, where basically what happened was we go back where Constantine goes back to like where at the end to Apocalypse War, right before he sent Flash up there creating the Tomorrowverse, and it looks like they went through a mixture of straight up reusing the footage from Apocalypse War while also reanimating bits of it in the Tomorrowverse style. So you got a little bit of both. Well, we don't get like see like the kiss in like the Tomorrowverse art style, man. You do see Damian and Raven, you know, in the background a little bit. You do get to see them drawn in the new art style. It ain't much, man, but fuck it, I'll take it. I will take it, man, because Davy Ray shippers, man, we ain't getting shit. We ain't getting shit, man. We are starving here, man. We have got nothing since Apocalypse War, man. You know, it's been nothing but a desert. So whatever little smidgets of crumbs I could find for Davy Ray, I will gladly take, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, we got that one. Like I mentioned before, we also got some Super Wonder at the end of the movie as well. That was really nice there. No kiss, which is a bit annoyed by. I'm not gonna lie. Although I'm pretty sure we did get a kiss in part 1. I think I could be misremembering it, but I'm pretty sure part 1 we did get a kiss. So I guess I can't be too mad at that. Although even though Super Wonder doesn't get a kiss, Lois and Clark do, which annoyed me a little bit. I'm like, why do they get a kiss? And Super Wonder can't get a kiss. You know what I'm saying? That's some fucking bullshit. But yeah, man. So yeah, there was that. We also get to see another cool thing since this is like the final part of the trilogy, man. We do get to see some cameos from some of the more other animated DC, animated universes, man. I won't spoil any of them for anyone that haven't already watched those movies, that haven't already watched the film. Besides the Batman animated series makes appearance as Earth 12. But yeah, there were some other ones in there as well that were really cool to see, man. Like I said, I will not spoil them, but it was pretty cool to see them as well, man. Not gonna lie, it was really cool to see them even continue on with having the art styles that they had originally in those original series, man, which is a nice touch as well. Yeah, that was a really nice touch to get those cameos in there around the end of the film as we see the rest of the universes just getting absolutely obliterated by the Anti-Monitors. Which I was going to say, because I don't think we ever saw the Anti-Monitors design in part 2. We might have. But I think the Anti-Monitor I thought was a really cool design, man. And of course, because this is part 3 Crisis on Infinite Earths, we also, of course, get the iconic, arguably the most iconic shot the most iconic shot or image in DC Comics ever, which is of course Clark holding the dead Supergirl that's on crying out there, which was like, it's the cover of part 3. It was a cover of one of the issues, man. It's usually almost always a cover for like trades, omnis. You always see that image whenever it comes to Crisis on Infinite Earths. It's arguably the most iconic image in all of DC Comics. Or at the very least, it is. If it's not that, it is very much up there in the top 3 or top 5, probably for most iconic DC images out there, man. And I'm gonna see stuff was written out, and actually gonna kind of see the context behind that image. I'm like, how did Kara die? What led up to this? Was nice to finally see, man. And the shot itself, I thought it was done very well. Though, like I said, this is coming from someone that has not actually read the comic myself, man. I haven't read the original Crisis on Infinite Earths comic from the 80s, so I cannot speak to the accuracy of the adaptation or how well this scene was adapted versus not and all that shit. But at least from my point of view, as a film only, I guess you can call me, I thought it was really well done, man. And I literally liked that scene. Like as some of you guys may know, there was a whole issue with Mark Hamill, where when the movie was originally released, they had a temp audio instead for his voice lines for Mark Hamill, and then later they re-uploaded or fixed the audio track to where it actually had Mark Hamill's audio. Now on the version on HBO Max, it still has the temp audio in it, which I thought was weird because it just came out like well after it came out on Blu-ray. I don't know if for any future reprints of the Blu-ray they go back and fix the audio, or if it's just the digital version, the digital like rental version of the movie still is the only one that has the updated audio. Everything else is the temp audio. I'm not entirely sure because I don't own the Blu-ray and I didn't buy the movie digitally. Like I said, I watched it off of HBO Max. But yeah, that's kind of weird that the HBO Max version still has a temp audio in there. It's just considering, you know, the movie came out like months after it already released on Blu-ray. So that was a bit weird, but either way, the scene itself was really good. And to be fair, the temp guy, he's not bad. He's pretty good. He does a decent job voice matching Mark Hamill, but obviously, you know, he's not Mark Hamill. But, so yeah, that would have been nice to see, man. I would have liked to see that. I wish that was kind of fixed in the HBO Max version as well. And I wish we just got to see just more of the DCA anime movie, the DCAMU, I guess is what the whole thing is called. I do wish those, because I feel those characters should have played a bigger role in this considering their presence, or should have had a bigger presence in the movie compared to what they did. Although I will say, the scenes we do get that expand on Apocalypse War's ending, and we find out what actually happened with Flash, I think was really cool, man. When we find out what he was doing that led to the birth of Tomorrowverse, man, I thought it was pretty cool when they did that, man. That whole sequence was done really well, man. I really enjoyed that sequence of the movie. But, yeah, man, that's everything I gotta say when it comes to Crisis on Infinite Earths, man. This was a fantastic movie, man. I had a blast. The cameos were nice. We got some Davey Ray in there. We got some Super Wonder. So, hey, man, I'm a happy man. I got more than I asked for, and you know what? I can't get mad at that, man. Anyway, guys, overall, I give this movie a 9.5 out of 10, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you liked it, if you did, subscribe for new. Follow my socials if you feel like it. Links subscribe below. And as always, come back for more. See you guys next time.
She's too bad.